All right. Hi, guys. This is Master Grade Jess from GTS or Gunpla Talk Show, whatever you guys want to call it. And we are here on the first episode of Off the Runner. And I'm here with my co host, Krow. Nice. What's up, man?
Not much. How are you?
I'm, I'm doing pretty well. I'm just kind of
Hmm.
chilling here. Kind of want to know a little bit about what you're doing here.
I mean, the viewers don't see it, but I'm just over here butt ass naked in my chair,
Yeah,
relaxing. I'm just marinating in this good old weather in Japan.
that sounds. I mean, I can see it. It's glorious, guys. I'm sorry that you guys can't see this. It's the first episode special. No video, but it's all good. So,
Mhm.
aside from your nakedness, which I appreciate, I kind of want to know, why are we doing the Off the Runner show?
Well, Jess, if I can call you Jess,
Of course, sir.
I feel as if there's an empty hole out there in the podcasting community, but it's not a bad thing. People have their strengths, people have their weaknesses. But I think what the community needs is some just raw opinions. All right, I don't want to tiptoe around subjects. I don't even want to start drama. But I mean, there's drama that needs to happen. All right,
Yeah,
there's conflicts that just are natural in our community that just needs to occur. If anything, it's gonna make us stronger, Jess.
I agree. That was beautifully put, honestly. Wow. I got teary eyed, guys. You guys can't see it, but I got a little teary eye right here. But I do want to mention that, yes, I agree with you. I think there is definitely that hole, and we're here to fill it. And you guys can use that sound bit however you
Yeah,
guys want.
we gotta fill all those holes, baby.
Yeah. This is going to be, guys, this is going to be a little bit more explicit than it normally is. All right. Right now, yes, I'm Master Grade Jess, but I'm just Jess, right? I'm from GTS, but right now, these are my own thoughts. I'm not representing anything other than just myself. And I think Krow feels the same way.
Yes, I do not
Yeah.
represent my wife or child. It's kind of more me.
um, but I think we have some really cool topics today. Wow, I sound like a newscaster, but we have some cool topics in regards to the Gundam universe and the hobby space as it exists. Because that's basically what we're going to be talking about, right? The hobby space.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
that just kind of encompasses everything that's going on, or any news that comes out, or any, maybe we'll touch on some drama maybe some of these days. And
Oh,
like we said, we're not going to tiptoe. We will. We will. But I think today we're going to be talking about the Metaverse announcement that was like a month, or I don't know how long ago exactly anymore, because we've been planning this for for a
Yeah,
while now.
it's definitely been about a month, and we've just been procrastinating essentially.
We kind of, yeah, we definitely have been, but that last weekend was definitely one of those, like, we couldn't.
Yeah, like I was packed all throughout the morning. Wife leaving, just saying, "Hey, I'm going to get my nails did. Take care of the child." I'm like, "Oh yes, yes, mommy."
and I had a huge fucking raging headache from work,
Mhm.
and I just couldn't. But we're making it work. I mean, you're in Japan, I'm in Canada. We're gonna make it work.
Yeah, I'm watching my son now because my wife once again is doing her nails or hair, something along those lines. So I put the cartoons on. I gave him like a full bowl of water and a bowl of food on the side. He's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good parenting right there, guys. Take tips.
Yep.
You guys better be writing this down, okay?
Mhm.
But in regards to good tips, apparently Bandai was like, hey, let's take a tip out of fucking Facebook's page and come up with the metaverse for Gundam this time around. And like I said, this was announced. Apparently, this is the article that I have up says Tuesday, 29th of March. But I'm guessing this is when this one was written. But they're on the 29th, actually, now that I see.
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking
think
at all
it
the dates.
was late March that it was all announced.
Okay. So for to put into context, today is the 15th of April, and I think the 16th over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely been almost a month. Well, half a month. But so the metaverse, what exactly is this? You want to give us a little rundown on what Bandai announced, because I think it's kind of freaky.
Yeah, so I know we're gonna go over like kind of each individual topic of the metaverse, but
Yeah.
in a nutshell, it's kind of like an online hub exclusively for Gundam builders to,
Yeah.
engage with the community and do a lot of different type of things that you do on the side. So like you may have your own individual shop that you do for shopping. You can do that in the metaverse. You have a different website you do for sharing your pictures of your Gunpla. You can do that in the metaverse. So yeah, it's kind of like just a compilation of different features.
Yeah. So this is definitely taking a page out of, like I said, Facebook's book, no pun intended, with the metaverse thing, and just in general how VR has. I don't want to say it's not picking up yet. I don't want to say that because it really isn't. It's still, I want to say, niche. I don't know if you agree with me on that.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think more AR is probably a little bit more advanced than VR at the moment.
Yeah. And I think, well, first off, I think the for the viewers, I think it might be important for us to kind of, before we tell them everything, just give them our first, what our first impressions when we heard about this. So, do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Oh, you can go first.
Okay, so like I said, the first thing I did was think of Facebook's meta thing, because that's been all over the news or in the gaming news or when it happened. And I think, for one, I think this is a cool thing, especially for us who are in the hobby. It's another way to connect. But at the second time, it's not second time, but the second thing for me is, I do think it's a little weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I'm the type of person who likes physical contact. And if it's not physical contact, I like face to face, but a real face, not like behind like an avatar.
Like a broken ass me.
Yeah, yeah, like from the Wii or some shit. Like I it's just, it's weird to me in that sense. Like I respect it, and I'm not here backpedaling. No, like I respect it. I understand what they're doing, but I'm just the kind of person who, in this case, like for example, right now, you and I'd like to see your face when I'm talking to you, as opposed to seeing an avatar. So even like I have an iPhone, and you know how they have the emojis or the Apple emojis.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know, like where they move their face and you can send them a message and your little avatar will talk for you. I don't use it because I just think it's weird.
Yeah, it's cringy too. Let's just be honest.
It's pretty cringe.
I don't want to talk to a cat. I'm sorry.
No,
talk as a cat.
And I think the thing here, like I said, I think this is weird, mainly because I've also heard some horror stories from Metaverse and the whole thing that they're doing with the safe bubble, and people can't, like, we're gonna get into some. I don't know. Can we touch on these topics? I think we can, right? This is what the show's about.
You probably know more about the Metaverse than what I do. I just try and stay as far away from Facebook and all that shit as possible.
Unfortunately for you, I am a avid Reddit user. Not that I'm wearing a fedora or anything, but I frequent Reddit every day. And one of my top subs, if not my top one that I always visit, is Cringetopia. And I've seen a bunch of news articles that people post there that they think are cringe, that are based on the Metaverse. So, for example, somebody's saying that they were, touched inappropriately with some emoji or some avatar, and so then Facebook had to make like a safe bubble for people so they can turn on, so nobody can get into your space. And it's just, I feel like it just brings up a lot of issues, and that's the first thing that I thought on this. Like,
I mean, that's probably the best, because you give me the chance for me to slap any avatar with my like any avatar's ass with my avatar's hand, I'm gonna take that opportunity.
Okay.
Right. So you better get into your bubble. You get into that goddamn bubble, I'm coming for you.
Remind me to turn off my safe bubble when you and I hang out in the Metaverse, all right?
Yeah.
But like I said, that's the first thing that I thought. And I thought, there's a lot of things that, because there's so many cool concepts within this that I think are amazing. Like we're going to be talking about them in a little bit, but I just want to quickly mention the whole battle, like battling with someone virtually with your own build. Sounds freaking amazing.
In theory, the way I think it's going to be, you're going to have no control. I don't even know how it's going to look. It's not going to look like how it did in the video, where it's all 3D and cool looking and they're going to space. I think it's going to be a lot like the new Digimon bracelet, the Vital bracelet app. If y'all have not seen it, all it is a 2D sprite it does an automatic attack that you just like control the power of the attack. That's it. So you might have like a button that you press on a timing basis to give it an extra boost.
Uh-huh.
but I doubt you're gonna control it like an actual video game.
And there goes my biggest problem with it is all the promises that are being made. Not promises, but all this like uh I don't want to
Speculation.
yeah, just like this is gonna be in here with the video, like this is gonna be it, this is gonna be it. Like the kids buying shit, like, oh, you want to buy this right now? Well, it's in my house already. Like
Mhm. Oh, trust me. I think Bandai, they're gonna put most of their money into how the shop's gonna operate. It's still gonna be trash, but I guarantee you, they're like, look, man, we need this shop to go smoothly because y'all like to make money. I like to make money.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All their efforts is probably gonna go into that shop on an app.
So that way they can have the one button fight with the Gunplas. Like
Yeah.
there's that part. But hey guys, you guys want to buy a bunch of Gundam? So anyway, those are my first impressions. I want to hear yours.
Definitely promising because I did mention this that there's not really too many hubs that you can go and like share your own work and catalog it in a way that is custom to you. Some people said Reddit, but I didn't really feel Reddit was what I was imagining. But if you can go to like that hub and you can post like your catalog of like kits that you've built, I think
Yeah.
that'd be pretty awesome. Have people like comment on it and like it. I think that'd be cool because instead of like you're on Facebook, you post something, but it's going to be buried by everyone else's shit, and you usually don't have like your own profile on a group in Facebook. It's open source.
It's random. Yeah.
Yeah. The closest thing I've ever seen is what's the one with like the moms do? Like the moms are on this app and they do that shit.
Pinterest.
Hold on, it's something that moms and shit do with art or something of the sort. Look,
Okay.
I'm not an app person. I'm sorry, guys. I have like maybe 4 apps on my phone. Pinterest, that's what it's called.
I said Pinterest.
Oh, you did? Oh, sorry.
I said Pinterest.
I was thinking about moms, so I got distracted.
I'm not a mom. I am not a mom.
Yeah. But yeah, Pinterest is probably the closest thing I've seen because I can catalog all like my backlog by certain categories, and people can like, I think you can like or comment or both, some shit like that. Yeah. So like that's kind of a hope I have for this app. Another thing is I think it's pretty cool that the language gets auto translated. So if I'm speaking Dutch, a person who is a French speaker would understand because it would get auto translated via text.
Yeah. Well, that in general seems cool as hell. That's definitely something they showed off in the video, and it looked freaking cool if they do it properly and if it works properly. Because sometimes Google and even Apple Siri don't do it extremely well.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good on Twitter for the most part, but I know Google itself, like if you go to websites and you auto translate the page, it's going to be pretty choppy.
Yeah.
Or even Google Lens. I have a hard time with Google Lens sometimes.
Yeah. I've had a hard time with that. Even just holding the camera steady enough so it doesn't change what it's saying like every 5 seconds because it moved and it thinks it's another character. Yeah. I think that's super cool. Cool.
Man, I know there's a lot of gripes already about the metaverse because people, been complaining, and I've been seeing it just in the background, the shadows.
Mhm.
But I think we need to keep our mind open, keep expectations low, like low as fuck. But I think it can be something good eventually for the community.
For sure. But in my opinion, and it's not because I'm being a pessimist, I know that you mentioned the whole sharing your work, and I don't think Instagram is the place to do it. I mean, I think that's where you find a lot of people, but it also depends on where you spend the most time on, because some people would say that there's a lot of people on Twitter who do Gunpla, but that's because that's your main place. And I do want to recognize that Reddit is probably the worst place. I don't know who mentioned that to you, but that is the worst place, I think. Not because it's a bad subreddit, it's just that it's not organized to the point, like you mentioned. It's just like a Facebook, right?
Yeah, you just dump it and wish for the best.
And then there's like people who already know what time to post to get the most likes, to get the most views, and then because I've seen some beautiful work that just gets buried, and then somebody who painted their Dynamis red for the first time gets like 1,000 upvotes, and they're like, oh, okay, so I don't think it works well in Reddit. And Pinterest, I tried using it because of my boy Saintism, who kind of got me into it. And so I think you can find some really hidden gems there, from like inspiration for customizing. But I do feel like we're missing a Western app for that, because I don't know about you in Japan, but my another person that I know in the hobby, I'm just gonna drop him, Old School Skill. He actually frequents a bunch of websites over there that kind of catalog people's builds and such, and they even have like likes. But I don't know if this is going to be that way, because I think this is more, I'm gonna be honest, like I feel it's a little bit more of a novelty, just to be a novelty. Like I like the idea, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be 100% successful.
Yeah, it's rough to really gauge, the interest of people with that type of formatting, because I mean, things are already working. Facebook already works. Instagram already works. I don't know how many like people, active users they have, and how many people leave and all that, but I would assume that they're still doing good. So it's like, why try and reshape the wheel?
Yeah,
but at least this is going to be Bandai owned, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I don't know if they're outsourcing to a third party and they're going to run it, but I think Bandai is going to run this app. Historically, I don't think Bandai is really good at apps. I just know the Digimon one, and it's pretty shit.
No, they're not good at a lot of things.
They're not good at card games, I'll tell you that. Playing like some of their card ass games is miserable.
Yeah.
But it's Bandai. I gotta give him the benefit of doubt. It's like an abusive relationship. He's gonna change.
He's gonna.
Yeah.
Like I said, I appreciate the sentiment. I do. But I'm gonna keep my expectations very low.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned. And I think it's also kind of the thought, and like how many people are gonna have this, are gonna have access to this. Like, is this from the phone?
Yeah. I think it's both computer and phone. It looked like you could do it on a computer, but for the trailer, I think most of them were on their phones.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna. I don't know. It just.
You ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links?
I have.
I think it might be like that. I think it's gonna be like different hubs that you click on, and you get transported to that hub. You're not gonna physically walk around a community. You'll just click like store. You go to the store, and you might see avatars automatically walking around and maybe interacting, kind of like a what was it called? Like it was on the Wii. It was like a Wii thing.
The Mii's?
Yeah, the Mii's. I think the Mii's did that. Or I'm thinking about Mario Kart, when you're in like the worldwide hub, and your Mii's are kind of like talking to each other.
Huh. I don't know. I had a Wii, but only my siblings played it, so I can't.
Yeah. They might. I mean, I'm saying this because I'm thinking like, oh, this is the bare minimum that they can do. But I keep on forgetting that you could probably go worse. You could probably go even more minimum than just that kind of feature. It's like instead it'll just be a picture of your Mii, and it's not moving. It's not doing anything.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't think you need to. Like, you put it perfectly when you said no need to reinvent the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just pour? Again, maybe I sound like a fucking pessimist, but why not pour the money into a dedicated app that doesn't have all these like promises in this? I say promises, or let me pedal back. Expectations that they put in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because if I don't get what I saw in the trailer, I'm gonna be pissed. Because the trailer looks cool. I'll be honest, it looks cool. But is that what we're gonna get? Probably not.
No. We're probably just gonna get a very bare minimum app.
Yep.
It's not gonna be like very. I don't think it's gonna be as interactive. Like you'll post a picture of your kit, and people can like and comment on it. Cool. Things get auto translated. The battling system, I really don't have any idea how they're gonna do that. It's not gonna be anywhere near that trailer. Definitely not. But I guess it'd be cool to just have fake ass parameters like my GN fucking moon butterfly, G Savior fucking I don't know, Leo's type is maxed out on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully they are actively working on it in terms of like uh, making it smooth as possible, and not just rushing out a very like you know unfinished product.
I'm glad you mentioned unfinished because I'm reading here that it says it's plans to expand the project will continue beyond 2026. So this will be followed by an esports colony in 2023. So apparently it's gonna grow bit by bit. It's like a little. It starts off tiny, add DLC, you keep adding to it, you keep building on it. So it's a long period of time. I feel that's how they're kind of taking this. But I think what we should talk to the viewers. If you guys haven't read about this, I urge you to go read it if you guys are interested in it. But so Krow found these really cool images that kind of like it's a little summary of everything that they're supposedly, the expectations that I mentioned. Like for example, the first one says multi-platform, meet many players, right? So this is basically telling us that we can meet people from all around the world, play anywhere in the world, create your own avatar, and enter the Gundam Metaverse, divided into 3 zones, which is the Gundam Colony, the Seed Colony, and the Hathaway Colony. I'll tell you something right now. I'm not going to the Hathaway Colony because that fucking movie put me to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be filled with 3 people, just the 3 hardcore fans.
The Hathaway. Yeah. So that's cool. I mean, meeting people is always cool. That I will always say yes to whatever it is to meeting new people. But then you get the communication lobby, the collective point of Gundam lovers. The city layout has many players and NPCs, beautiful locations and MS displays throughout the city, or mobile suit displays, and players can dress up in the lobby. This can be done without having to go to the place to dress up. Because this kind of sounds like the whole like VR moving around, like AR you said, where you can kind of dress. Like, why would I want to dress if I can't show off what I'm dressing up as,
Yeah. I still think it's going to be like auto movements. Like you're going to have like an overhead view of the city or whatever hub that you're going to be in. And your little me character, whatever, is just going to automatically walk around aimlessly. I cannot see you getting on the app and you press your character, kind of like The Sims. Like you're not clicking around, pointing your character where to go. That'd probably be annoying as shit. Especially if like there's something in the street that you're walking down as a character. How are you going to get your person from point A to point B without like pressing another character or something of the sort? So I think she's going to be aimlessly walking around.
Yeah, because this is sounding a little bit like the Club Penguin, like Gundam Club Penguin is basically what I'm getting the vibes from. And guys, there was this really cool part of the trailer which I really liked, which was the virtual stage, a Gundam movie theater. So it's like a virtual stage or movie theater, a large screen in the center of the colony. You can watch various Gundam movies with other players here.
Yep, that's actually pretty neat.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, we already kind of have that with YouTube with Gundam Info, but having it, I hope in a really good way that like you can maybe make a separate audio channel while watching it, and you can like invite certain people, kind of like Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be kind of neat if you can like talk with individuals, like narrate during the time that it's airing.
Yeah,
or you can like not do that, and you could just watch it casually.
Yeah. But why watch it casually? Isn't the point, like, for me, isn't like what I'm thinking is the point is to have the interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I watch the movie there when I can't? Like, it's a cool idea if, like you mentioned, execute it properly. But in my mind, it's like, why watch it there by myself when I could just go watch it on Netflix or or somewhere on the web?
That's my fear, is that they might start rolling back a lot of what's already out there.
Yeah.
Licenses expire with like Netflix and all that. So certain shows or movies are going to expire eventually. It's not going to be there forever. So I think some of that might roll back, and then it will become like a forced thing to get on the app and watch these movies at certain seasonal times. Like, hey, this weekend only, you can watch the first movie of Wrecking Goosey and G.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because you You can't find that movie almost anywhere. I personally have not been able to see it anywhere except for it was on YouTube for like 2 days. Like you was able to watch like the first 3 of the Wrecking CNG movies for like 3 days on YouTube. They took it off. I haven't seen it on Amazon. I haven't seen it on Netflix, Japanese Netflix either. So it's like they could just be like, "Hey, we're gonna put these movies out there." Oh, you missed the deadline. Either go buy the shit or be a pirate.
Yeah, like the whole exclusivity kind of thing, where like Mandalorian only on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So and so only in Universal or whatever. And I think that I agree with you. I think that's definitely something that we should be careful for, because as much as cool as the streaming world is now, because you can basically get everything immediately. Obviously companies try to capitalize on this, and so now you can't watch this without being part of Paramount.
Yeah.
Whatever. So hopefully they don't do that, because I think they would get a lot of backlash. I feel like that would happen.
Oh, more than likely. Especially if they rolled it back from Gundam Info, because there's a lot of times I was exclusively watching my Gundam Build Fighters, Build Divers, and all that only on Gundam Info, because it wasn't airing anywhere else, at least for my location.
Yeah.
But if they do this on like the PS5 and it's an app, it's a free app, and the only like monetized items are like cosmetics, then I'm completely fine with it. Because if I can just go onto this app and watch this movie anytime I want, like Disney Plus or whatever, I'm pretty content. And it actually is kind of nice to have like a central hub for all my Gundam, except for besides having to go to like Hulu for IBO and Seed Destiny. Like, oh, I gotta go to Netflix to get Seed and the first 3 original Gundam movies. Like, oh, now I gotta go to Amazon to get these particular series or whatever. It's annoying because I don't want Hulu and Netflix and Amazon and all that other shit.
Yeah. Now, okay. Now that you mentioned that, I guess my question to you is, how are they going to make money out of it? Okay, we talked about the shopping part, right? Mm-hmm. Is that enough to sustain? Like in Japan, I can see it working because Bandai is there and they have everything there and blah blah blah. Like over here, for example, in Canada or in the US, where Bandai doesn't have a Gundam base there, and you want to buy something from Bandai, do they link you to a retailer, or are they doing free promotion for retailers? No. Like, then how would that work? What would be the money part? Because it's a company, they want to make money out of it, obviously.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
There's only like 3 things that come to mind. Either A, you can buy the app outright, like it's a $5 app, you buy it, bam, you can do everything on there for free, essentially.
Yeah.
Or it's a free app. You make cosmetic stuff like because you can dress your avatar into different costumes. So you can probably have like different themes, layouts, costumes, like all that's going to be monetized, which I'm completely fine with. I generally don't get those anyway, so I try and make my app as free as possible. But that there's an audience out there that will buy the shit out of Tekkaden clothes, or they want Earth Federation Special Forces clothes. They want to deck out their avatar to the best of their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Or there might be like seasonal. What do they call those? Like it'd be passes? Like a time frame, like battle passes or whatever.
Yeah, battle pass. Yeah.
Yeah, you might get like a season pass, and it gets you all these cosmetics and it gets you all these other features of the app and shit. They might do it like that, like, hey, 2 months season app or season pass. If the squeeze, if it's worth the squeeze, if that juice, that nectar is worth it, I'll do it. But I was playing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel when it first came out. That battle pass was complete shit. You really didn't get anything worth it for that cost. So like I skipped it. But things that were like I'm trying to think of a good battle pass that I used to do. I think Apex had like a decent battle pass, and I used to get on that. But for this, it's just speculation.
Of course. I mean, we don't know. We're not working with Bandai on this, so they'll figure something out. I mean, they have us hooked on the plastic crack.
Yeah, they're writing notes down as we speak. They're like, "Oh fuck, this is a good idea."
Fuck.
We're just gonna make it free, the whole fucking thing.
Hopefully, dude. I don't know. I think it's a lot of the things that Bandai does, like they do proprietary. The rest of the world gets screwed except for like Japan and those countries, you know.
Yeah, the top like handful.
Yeah, they're like, okay, you know, you guys are
Korea.
Yeah.
Like usually Singapore, Korea, Japan, North America, and I think there's like it. Europe usually gets screwed over quite a bit.
At least they have a Gundam base in Europe and France.
True, yeah.
The US doesn't even have a Gundam base yet.
They have that Tokyo thing, the Tokyo Central. I think that's like it's not. I don't think it's called a Gundam base, but it's as close to a Gundam base as you can get. It's over in Los Angeles in Tokyo Central.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just hope that Bandai capitalizes on North America one of these days, whether it's Canada. I mean, Edmonton, where the fight happened, you know, Barbatos and shit. Like,
you would think like Calgary or something would have it.
Hell yeah, bring it here. Bandai, take notes. I'm here in Calgary. You can call me up. I can help you out. But yeah, I don't know. I think we get the short end of the stick. Like I said, it sounds cool, but I know that since we're not in Japan, we're not going to get everything.
Nope. And it's rough. I mean, I feel for all my non-Japanese boys and girls, but
God,
you know, and I say that, but I'm not even speaking from like really that much of a place of privilege, because a lot of places, at least for the time being, until like I think mid-May, you have to win a lottery to even enter the store. Like the new Gundam that's opening up in Fukuoka at Lalaport. You know, you had to enter a lottery to go there, and you only get one slot for one day. So even if you enter for all these different slots throughout that day, you're only going to get one of those 1 hour time slots. So it is being a lottery. I already booked my trip. I have my Airbnb. We have everything planned out. And today is actually the day that they're going to let us know who wins the lottery. What if I don't win the lottery? It's like my whole trip is just trashed. So it's like right now, Japan's not even that good of a state of being when it comes to Gunpla. We're scalped the fuck. I go to the store. Yeah, it's like the only thing on that shelf is Gun Girl lady shit, which I'm not complaining about. I'm just saying.
Your favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing ever. But like, I can only buy so much.
Yeah. You already have them all. Fuck. I don't know. It seems crazy because to me, obviously we're in the hobby, right? Well, for example, you're in Japan, and of course, a lot of your audience is the Western audience, right?
Yep.
But as somebody who's in the hobby, of course, I can say, oh, the hobby's really big. You know, people like it, but it's because I'm interacting with the people who do like it. You know, once I leave the bubble and I look into it, you know, like people here in Canada, they see that I build Gundam or I tell them about Gundam. They're like, oh, you mean like Transformers? So, you know, it's still very dead. So like, I understand why we get the short end of the stick. But anyway, I mean, going back to this whole features things that they want to roll out, or they mentioned or teased on the trailer, like the automatic translation. I have high hopes for that. Hopefully, I mean, I want to say my thing is, what are they going to use for that? Because, you know, you have, like I said, you have different. They have to either create their own translator, or
I wish I knew the brand name, but there is a translator that Bandai has worked with for collaborations.
Really?
Like Pocket translator, and like when you go to Yokohama, and you go to see the Gundam F00, they use that as a translator for all tourists. So it's like a little pocket thing. They'll speak into it and it'll translate into whatever language they choose. I forgot what that device brand is, but there's actually like there's a Gundam and a Zaku version of those as well.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I was tempted because I'm like, that's pretty cool. You put it's a little pocket translator, speak into it, bam. You know, you don't need your phone. It's a really nifty translator. But they can use that technology since it already exists. It's just in a handheld form. So I guess like the data from that can maybe be incorporated into this app. That's my guessing.
I didn't know about that. See, this is why the show works, because I am ignorant to those things, not willfully, but because I didn't know. And now you're schooling me in the fact that they did work with some. So okay, so then I guess that's why you were excited for it, because you know that they had something that works. They just need to implement it digitally, in a wide, like in a very mass kind of use.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing that I kind of want to just touch on, so we don't make the whole episode about this, because there is another topic we wanted to talk about.
Ass.
I do want to mention just one more thing regarding the Gundam Metaverse, which is the Gunpla scan.
Yeah.
Right? It says, let's scan and show off. Let's scan and show off. You can scan your creations and show them in the Gundam Metaverse, just like posting pictures on social media, but superior.
What are they going to allow to be scanned? How is it going to be filtered? Because I swear to God, like, you can just scan your dick, and it's like, how do they know? How do they know it's not a Gundam? Just a hairy ball sack just flying around, battling in game.
That's what I was thinking. Like, dude, just go get. I found this vibrator. This is definitely a Gundam.
Yeah.
You know? It's electronic. It's a fucking robot. That's what I wanted to ask. So, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because going to maybe a more realistic. I mean, that's actually realistic. There's going to be some assholes out there who are going to.
My dick is realistic. I'll slap some decals on it, and what? I'll pay some details of the veins. Oh.
Yeah. I think it's man, the power level that
Yeah.
Because aren't you supposed to be able to fight with the ones that you scan? Now, my question for this is, can you do that with all of the kits that exist nowadays, or are they going to be new kits with like a little code on them that can be scanned or some bullshit? Like,
no, they're not gonna do like the gauging style with like Gundam Age, how that had a QR code or some kind of code thing inside, and you scanned it in the machine. They're not gonna do that again because that was a complete failure. There has to be some technology within their phone scanning application on the app that's going to like determine what is Gundam, what is not. But if people highly customize their stuff, it could be ineligible for battles, and it might have to be like the battles might have to be strict to like straight builds. That's my speculation, that it might identify like, oh, this is definitely a strike freedom, and it's like, nope, that's a pair of tits.
No.
Hard
you can't
no,
use you can't. This is important to know, because I do want to bring up the point that you made earlier, which was about the battles and then them being kind of like these quick things where you hold a button maybe, because they probably haven't like completely worked on that. In the Gunpla battle one, it says Gunpla, the players can scan into the metaverse, can challenge other players, and also allow many players to watch fight as well. So yeah, these 1v1 battles, like this is some coliseum shit, because apparently you can let other people come in and watch you go head to head with somebody else. And that's why I'm like asking, like, what kind of scanning this is going to work on. Like, can I make like the ultimate fucking turn A Gundam combined with the Quant combined with the Unicorn, and would it scan the whole kit bash and let me just kick some random RX-782's ass, or like what's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I have no trust in this. like I just don't think on your phone, because they're definitely going to limit to what phones can and cannot use this app based on those features. So safe to assume your phone's camera is going to have to be pretty up to date, like a pretty decently usable camera.
Yeah.
But then it depends on the person, like what's the lighting looking like, and it's like, is the image or the scanned Gundam gonna have like dark spots because they decided to take it in a dark ass room or some shit?
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully it's done tactfully. It's not just like you take a picture of like some crazy shit that has like every armament in Gundam, and it's like, oh yeah, you're good to go. You can 1v1 with fucking every overpowered item, But how does it determine what is like a good build? Is it even going to have stats? Like,
probably not.
Yeah, It's probably just, like I said, it's going to be almost like a rock, paper, scissors, and you might control the power of your attack. That's probably the most that you're going to get.
But I want to watch a rock, paper, scissors Gundam battle. Why? That's what I'm thinking. So go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, you're taking a picture of it. How does that translate into the battle? Is it going to be like a flat screen, and it's just like the scanned in, thing, 2D?
Yeah, that's what I was. So this just put on this template, like this fucking base 3D model, and then you just see your fucking Gundam's head actually stretched out or some shit. Try to make it fit. Yeah.
Or it's like South Park, like just like cut up. Hey,
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Like I said, there's it sounds cool if it's executed properly, and of course, like I mentioned, it's supposed to be an ongoing thing up till 2026. When they release it, not in 2026, but when it comes out, they'll be like updating it constantly. So we can dream.
Yes, that's all we can do as Gundam people is keep dreaming for the past like fucking 30 years. I hope this comes out. I hope this comes out. I hope this app ain't shit. That's my hope and dream.
There you go. That's it. So there you go, Banda. That's our hot take. Don't let it be shit. But speaking of dreams, and something that definitely puts you to sleep, Krow. Let's talk about your favorite part of the Gunpla content creation. The ass.
Yeah.
Mr. Ass. Or better known as ASMR.
I definitely have so much to say about it, but I'm gonna be a little bit more reserved in what I say, because I realize that there's a person behind this screen. I'm not trying to bully this person. Whoever they are, good for them. Good for them to jump on an opportunity that is, to grow their audience or grow their platform by using something that's like completely oversaturated to the point to where I want to fucking just blow up anything that has ASMR in the title. I hate it. I hate it so much, but good for them for, being proactive and taking the opportunity to jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally think, this is personal opinion, I don't represent anything else. Because I don't want like my Discord getting attacked. Like, whoa, fucking Krow believes it. His whole Discord believes it.
Fuck you, Krow.
Yeah. Like just aim your attacks towards me, and you can follow me on Twitter for more of my hot takes.
Damn, that plug. Okay.
Yeah, that's where all the hot takes go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think ASMR has its place. Like, there are people who obviously want that. That's fine. But when I see content creator after content creator just constantly doing the same ASMR style, like the video style is exactly the same, the thumbnail is the same, borderline, like it just feels like it's the same person doing the same thing, just on a different channel with a different username. And that's where my issue comes in, because I love this hobby, I love this community. And it just feels so weird that I'm in this community that's almost completely surrounded by just ASMR. That's the highlight of the community. That's what gets the most views. That's what gets the most attention. It brings new people in, so that's a plus. I'm pretty sure it got a few new people in with was it Geo? What's his name? Geo something.
Pedro. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he got a shitload of people into the hobby.
Yeah,
but he kind of, I'm not gonna say pioneered it, because I don't think it really was him that started the whole Gunpla one, because I think Tool for Toys did ASMR Gundam back in like 2012 or 2013. It just wasn't his format. It was usually one-off videos.
Yeah, well, Jose and Pedro brought it to the limelight with his video. I think I build a blah 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 Gundam, but I think it's because his niche has always been ASMR videos. Like, he's an audio file, right?
Which is completely fine. I don't know how people get pleasure out of that, because if I just fucking tap on a box, I don't see how that's peak content. Tap a box. Snip, snip,
tell
snip,
me you don't like this. You don't like this, Krow. You don't like me talking to you like this.
I only like that when it's like I don't know, like if it's unique, if it's a unique voice, like the Cookie Monster, I'll be all about it.
Yeah.
Let me hear the smacking of those lips eating that chocolate chip cookie. Then we're talking.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah. But it's more or less the snipping and like the grabbing of a bag and crumbling the bag. I want to punch the person, and it's not a personal thing. It's professional, strictly professional.
You don't like the Twitch one where people are just eating something and they're just like.
See, I haven't really been exposed to those like on Twitch because I don't fuck with Twitch anymore.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it just looks like it's just a bunch of bathtubs or whatever. So I haven't really been on it.
You don't want to watch some person on Twitch in the bathtub doing some ASMR thing, dude? Is this not your thing? Do you not?
I do it on my own time. Why do I need to watch them? I do it myself. I whisper to myself, like I just soak into the bathtub with a bath bomb, just like you're the best. You're the best. Oh my god, yes, you guys
love toys. I think so for those who are listening who might not be in the hobby, which thanks for listening. What he's talking about is the art of nipping the parts off or cutting the parts off of a runner up close to a shotgun mic or some shit, and then recording the whole cutting process. Because you were mentioning how it seems like it's always, it's the same thumbnail, same title, same everything. It's also the same fucking camera angle. It's a top-down angle every single fucking time, cutting down. And that's basically what it is. Super edited, by the way. Editing that is a nightmare, right? Like I've heard from like Studio G, it's a nightmare. Justin's my boy, right? And he's told me how difficult that is. But the only ASMR that I like watching, honestly, is Justin's. And not to plug him or anything. The reason I'm saying this is because I remember when he first did it himself. He did it with the blessing of Gio San Pedro because they're actually friends in real life. They even have like a whole collaboration thing. So like I feel like he kind of took because Gio San Pedro isn't just doing Gundam and Gunpla stuff, right? He's doing it for a lot of other things. So I feel like it was kind of like a friend passing a torch to somebody else. Like, okay, man, like sure, maybe like you're right. Somebody else did it before him, but he definitely brought it to the limelight because of how big his audience is. And he just kind of passed the torch on to Justin, who has kind of made it his thing. And now a lot of people who have seen it kind of think of him nowadays. But I do agree with you that it has become something that a lot of people do everywhere on YouTube. Which, again, I'm not... there's you said it, there's somebody behind the camera. There's somebody behind there, right? But I guess the main talking point that we're trying to make is like there has to be something unique other than just taking copy paste template every single time.
And I would never want to force someone to like try something different, like, or to change their style. If it works for you, if it's your thing, keep doing it. I have that right to not watch it, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just not watching that particular content. I know there's probably someone thinking like, well, there's been for however many years people have been doing the same review style, a fixed camera, and you just talk about a kit. You might move it a couple of times, and they're right. That was this thing for like God knows how long, that every new upcoming Gundam YouTuber was doing that. They were just...
And I took that personally. No, you're right. You're right, man.
Because even I did that. Like, if you look at a lot of my earlier videos, like,
I do.
They are complete shit. Where I'm just like, I'm holding the kit in front of the camera. I'm kind of messing with it, talking about it. But there's so many periods throughout my time frame that I kept trying different things. Like, I green screened myself very, very early on with like the kit in the background, and then I was in the overall camera view. So like I was in like the corner talking about the kit, holding the kit, while the kit was behind me on the green screen, rotating and getting in different poses.
Some Inception shit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a little Inception going on.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Okay.
yeah, but I've seen so many different channels nowadays that are up and coming, doing some crazy shit. Um, they got like a lot of new stop motion people. DD Puppeteer was one of my favorite ones until he kind of just like stopped uploading for a while.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he was doing a lot of stop motion. It's like pretty much his whole thing was stop motion. It was
Yeah.
beautiful, just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Well,
I just want that. That's all I want is uniqueness.
I think what you're kind of seeking, because you've been on YouTube for a long time. Let's be honest. How long have you been in the YouTube game?
Almost 11 years.
11 years, right? So would it be safe to say that you started off right around the time that Gunpla was not super popular as it is nowadays within YouTube?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it
You
was
had
so
some-
niche.
Yeah, like it was super niche, right? And so when things are very fresh, you get a lot of unique and cool ways of looking to the point where eventually that's what happens to anything. I mean, you look at video games, and we're not going to go off topic here, but like, for example, the way that I can see it, like Call of Duty, right? When Modern Warfare came out, Call of Duty 4 back in, I think, 2007, was revolutionary, right? That's why it became like the top selling thing ever. But and then Black Ops came out, and they kind of tried to reinvent that, and they did something unique with that. But then they kind of realized that it was successful, so then it just kind of stagnated to the point where it was a copy paste, and it happens with everything.
Yeah.
Almost, right? Yeah, with Pokemon, it happens with just any big content or media thing that you can consume. Eventually you kind of get into the safe space, and that's great. People look at, hey, this person is doing it, they got big off of it, then let me try it. But my thing for when I watch content, and of course, I'm glad that you were able to say, you know what, my content was shit back in the days, or that's how you see it. I can also say, before somebody comments or says, hey, you guys are doing the same fucking review shit that other people are doing, and this and that, and the whole interview style that we did. Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm changing the game in any way whatsoever. Do I want to? Do I sit here and think sometimes, what can I do to be different? I don't want to stagnate, on that a lot. And I think, like, just for the purpose of this conversation, like, my main goal is to create a community hub, which is mainly the main thing that I want to do. I don't pretend to want to be YouTube famous, So I guess I can say that in my defense. Not that anybody's saying anything. I'm just saying if somebody's thinking it. But I do see where you're coming from when it comes to the ASMR thing, and just in general, because nowadays, you see the whole what is it called? The whole B-roll footage, dubstep, people want to watch that. It's consumable, right? Which leaves out a lot of room for, I don't want to say creativity, because I don't want to offend the people that do that, because it is creative shit. I can't do B-roll shots like that because I can't. I'm not gonna pretend like I can. But it would be nice to see something different come along.
Yeah, and it's like I personally don't have the answers. It's the same thing with movies. Like I'm a huge movie like consumer and movie buff. I love watching movies, but I get burnt out on like seeing the same thing constantly every year, especially during the pandemic, because it felt like during the pandemic was their excuse to be very lazy, which is fine. More green screen here, more green screen there, whatever. But I felt like so many movies were just not original in like the past like 7-ish years. It just felt like every movie coming out was just a copy and paste of something that worked previously. And then I used to hate the argument. People would be like, oh, well, make your own thing. Make your own movie. It's like, motherfucker, I ain't got a whole production company. I got to pitch a script. Like, I'm not doing all that. But, for YouTube, I wouldn't tell someone if they don't enjoy something to make their own content. And if people are enjoying their content, keep making it. Keep enjoying it. The consumers 100%. Are going to they pay with their views or their memberships and all that. I'm just speaking from a personal consumer point. I personally do not watch ASMR. I enjoyed it with Studio G for a while. I think there was another person that was doing it that I kind of enjoyed, but after the same video day in, day out, there's no flexibility. There's no narrative. you have a start point, which is the box. The end point is the kit. That's it. And if it's a custom kit, you might get like the same colors because obviously people have their own preferences with colors and styles.
Yeah.
Studio G kind of has his own little preference. It's like a lot of darker colors with a high contrast with a different tone. Like I've seen that with him, and it's his style. I would never say don't do that. It's just not what I'm gonna be into.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why, like, not to like promote my shit or say I'm better, but I have like the safety inspection shit. The reason I'm trying that so hard right now is because I feel like it offers something different. There is an actual storyline that's in the review itself. The review almost takes a back seat to what I'm trying to do with a storyline by introducing new content creators that are voicing characters, having a more like a person that you can be behind. So the reviewer is just usually the person. He's not a character. He's a person that talks about the kit. Me, I'm a character talking about a kit, but treating it like as an actual war machine.
Yeah.
That's all I want to see. Just something different.
And look, I think that's why we wanted to do the show, right? And let me expand on that. I think the reason we want to do the off the runner, because now we're cutting into an hour, so we're gonna close it around here. And I just kind of want to let everybody know why we want to do this, is because Krow and I are also consumers of this hobby. We're also members of this hobby, and I think it is good for us to be able to express our thoughts. And if you want to listen to them, you know, and our opinions, and if you want to agree or disagree, awesome. We just want to have our room where we're able to talk freely. And as a consumer, you know, Krow, very honest, says he doesn't like watching the ASMR stuff. I don't like watching a lot of customized videos anymore unless there are certain people. And not to say that people are doing it that are coming in and doing their own video style. Like, I don't ever want to watch them or anything. Like, of course I'll give them a try, but it's gotten to the point where myself, I kind of just stopped going out and watching every single. The last cool person that I've watched is Kathy, who's a member of the GTS community. And I just really like the way that she explains her videos and stuff, right? And I just really enjoy what she does, because she does dioramas. Like, that's her main thing, and she 3D prints and she does all this stuff, and I think it's freaking amazing. And when Robbie Plug comes out with the video, that shit's on a fucking notification bell. I'm literally watching it the moment it comes out. You know, there's only a certain amount of content creators that I watch, and not because I hate anyone. It's just because I am allowed to like certain things. And just like you're allowed to like certain things, and the audience is allowed to like certain things, and they're allowed to critique, we're also allowed to do it, I feel.
Yeah, like, in my Discord, there's people that don't even watch my shit. And it's like, you know, I didn't take that. I never take it personally. I'm just like, okay, cool. Hey, what can I do to make you watch this shit? You know, like, I don't want to like completely conform to whatever the audience wants. But if I do have a sizable amount of people that are being vocal, saying like, hey, we're not really enjoying this anymore, or hey, change it up, I'll definitely listen, and I'll try and do what I can to make it better.
When given constructive criticism.
Yes, that's the key thing that our community definitely needs to learn, is constructive criticism. Not just like
it does, dude.
Not just shitting on something like, then your fucking page. Like okay, what's the ratio, bro? Like, you're just gonna yell out an insult and fucking bounce,
and that's it? Yeah, like no. My biggest gripe with the community, and I mention it because I think GTS has definitely gone through, and I think even nowadays we still get the whole dislikes in like the first 5 minutes. Like, nobody, like, it's a 20-minute video, but it already has like 4 dislikes because some assholes out there have as a notification bell to just click on the fucking video and immediately dislike it. And nice that, you know, that you can't sleep without thinking of me. That's awesome. But if you're gonna dislike something, I would love it if you could just tell me why. Be like, hey, I just don't like your face, Jess. You kind of seem like an asshole. Thanks, dude. Okay, maybe I'll do something to kind of bring down my asshole persona to you if that's what I seem like. You know, like that's something that I feel is very important. Is just, you know, if I ask, what can I do to make this better? Give me something valid that I can work off. That's all I ask for. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's important.
I mean, some of the people that I watch that like I'm still subscribed to like EA Gunpla, Studio G.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah,
Like a lot of those big guys, I'm still subscribed to them because I still learn from what they do.
for sure.
Not blatantly taking what they do, but I'll observe their lighting. I'll observe like what tools they use, and I'm like, oh, maybe I can go ahead and adapt some of that. Like, it's like Quentin Tarantino. If you ever watch a Quentin Tarantino movie, almost everything is taken from a different movie, and
Yeah,
usually shot by shot, sound by sound, character by
yep,
character. It is taken from a different movie. And Quentin
yep,
Tarantino was very verbal on saying, like, yeah, it's all stolen, but it's conformed into a whole different thing. Like
yep,
Reservoir Dogs is based on I think it's either a Japanese or a Korean movie. But it's all like tempo by tempo. It's the same goddamn movie, but
yep,
he did it in a way that was more stylized for him and his audience.
yeah,
Same thing what I do. I'll take things here and there and I'll just adjust it for how I feel I can present it to the audience.
yep.
Except for the safety inspections. There's not one goddamn person that has
Who's
that
done that?
idea.
You're the
But
pioneer, dude.
exactly. But I do owe a lot to It's a Gunpla because when I saw It's a Gunpla's hangar for the first time back in like I think 2019 or 2018 when he first made his video,
Yeah,
that was the instant inspiration for the safety inspection. It just took a few years to get that up and running, but I was like, this dude has an entire hangar dedicated to Gundams. I want that, but I want to do something better.
yeah.
But he's still better than me. He's the goddamn king, bro.
He's got the brains, man. He's
Yep.
he's the only person that I know, and something that I want to replicate, but I don't want to do it without talking to him about it, because I did it in my old channel that I first started that was only got like 34 subscribers and people
Mm.
don't know about. I have a video out there where I do what he does or try to mimic what he did, which what I love about It's a Gunpla is his narrative, like his narration, just fucking talking smack about the kit and talking about how cool it is or how ass it is, and then
Yeah.
just his voice. I sound like a fucking fanboy, and I am, and you guys know that. If you guys
Mm.
know who I am, I love him. But yeah, I think it's important to be able to bring something unique to the hobby. Unfortunately, it's not always going to happen.
No.
But I think we can definitely borrow traits from other mediums and bring them here. And I'm just gonna put it out there. A lot of people don't know this, except for the people that talk to me a lot through, on Discord and whatever. But GTS for me is based off Linus Tech Tips (LTT). That's what
Yep.
I want to be able to create for the hobby, and
Is
that's
that a
why
is that a podcast?
Linus Tech Tips is one of the biggest tech YouTubers out there, and it's a whole media group.
You see, I'm not in tune with the biggest of things.
No, 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 no. That's okay, but that's what I try to bring. That's why I do the whole thing where I'm sitting at the table and you see me, and then you see the
Mm.
kit. It's because that's what he does when they do a whole review on some tech stuff, and that's why I want to. That's why I also wanted a whole team behind me, and not wanting to do this as the Jess show. So
What
it's
was it called again?
LTT, Linus Tech Tips. It should just come up the moment you put in on YouTube.
LTT.
Yeah,
Okay, yep. I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. 14
yeah,
goddamn million subscribers. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
He is Linus Sebastian is like one of my fucking heroes, and he's in BC. If I could meet him one day, it'd be super cool, because I think what he did for the tech sector of YouTube was really inspiring. I mean, obviously there's other tech YouTubers that I watch, but he's just, for me, building a whole company out of it with a bunch of people behind him. Obviously it's Linus Tech Tips and it's his face and it's him, but he has a whole fucking team behind him. That's why I wanted a team behind me. That's why I never wanted to come into the solo. That's why I've always wanted people to be with me. Not because I'm shy. I fucking love being on camera, but I would love to have that sense. That's why I kind of mimic what he does. You know what I mean?
So it's funny you say that. In 2000, I want to say 2014. It was either 14 or 15. I made a
Uh-huh.
video on YouTube, and I think it's still on there. It's just a vlog, but I was trying to explain that I want a central hub for a big collaborative project of all these different people that are into the Gundam community, but it's just one channel. And it's
Mhm.
like it's kind of like Smosh. How like Smosh has like all those different people and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
one channel. I was like, I want the same thing, but for Gundam. Like one person uploads, their specialty. Like, hey, we're gonna learn how to do dioramas, and then the next person he's gonna talk about weathering. But it's like a central channel, I guess, kind of like Gunpla Network, where like you just have all these different people collaborating in a central hub.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really have that. Like, Gunpla Network is just more news and occasional reviews.
But that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's literally what I wanted to do. That's all. That's why for me, and sorry for cutting you off. It's just that for me, you speak about that, and I'm so passionate about it because that's what I wanted to do. That's why last year I wanted to really get the GTS masterclass thing going, to have people from the community come in and teach others this place where you can be heard. That's why I wanted interview people aside from obviously the selfish reasons, getting to meet It's a Gunpla and having him become my friend. It's fucking cool. But just in general, that's right. I really wanted to do, and I think the people who follow what I do, I'm not gonna say that follow me because I don't want to sound like a fucking narcissistic fuck. Like the people who are there following what I do, or what we do in GTS, like our patrons, and people who support us. To me, that's the important part. Is they understand and they know, and I've been told by them that they know that my main focus is the community. Now, whether or not I've been a little absent because of obvious adult reasons that people know of, that's fine. But my main takeaway is creating that community. That's why I bother you, Krow. Like, hey, if you want to do something, I'm fucking down. That's why I try to get it to Gunpla. Hey, you want to do something? Let's fucking do it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. That's why I kind of like created this.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is super cool that you mentioned that, because I think it's something that's definitely still missing from here, and that's why I kind of want to also do that.
I mean, you already established like a really good foundation. You brought so many different personalities and people with different skill sets over. I mean, you had Justin, I know, was in partner with you with this whole project, but I mean, having him, you had a bunch of other individuals like Frosted Snow. When I saw that she was on with her husband, I was like, well, we gotta watch that episode because I love Frosted Snow's work. She does.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing. Yeah,
but yeah, I love seeing that. That's why I was like, those kind of podcasts. Like, I usually just fixate on yours rather than most other Gunpla podcasts, because it's kind of like they don't really talk much about those kind of things, and they don't have those kind of guests on. So I don't know. That's why I watch GTS, because I was like, you always got the guests that I really enjoy, watching their work or listen to their opinions. So.
Thank you, man. But then I stopped doing the interviews. I stopped because I've been doing them for 2 years, and I just needed a little break. I just needed a tiny little break from interviews. Not because I don't want to do interviews. It's just after 2 years, not that it becomes a chore, because it doesn't. It's just that I need a break. Is that okay to say? I just need a fucking break. Like, I want the guests that I have made friends with, which is almost every single one of the people that I've had on, that I've had amazing and positive feedback from. I just want them to come on the show, and then we can just shoot the shit together, as opposed to being like, okay, what was your inspiration? No. Like, let's talk about some stupid shit. Like, tell me why you don't like the metaverse. Tell me why you don't like ASMR. In this case, that's the kind of stuff that I wanted. But anyway, I don't want this to become about this. I do understand where you're coming from and what you mean. Like, we can take a lot of things from very different content creators, borrow them, and make them into our own thing here in the Gunpla community. And I'm talking about people in general. Just when I say we, I'm talking about the whole Gunpla community. Yeah, definitely something we can do.
But it's just annoying to see a direct copy and paste with no change in flavor, setting, thumbnail. It is exactly the same. The only underlining difference is the kit, and sometimes that's not even different.
Yeah,
because you type in EG Nu Gundam, see how much is going to be similar in format.
I'm gonna do it right the fuck now. How about that?
Well, let me check again. maybe my mind's been hazy, but I'm pretty sure when I checked EG Nu Gundam, and I sorted it. Yeah, it's like already there's 2 reviews that are exactly the same pose. 3 same pose. But like so many ASMRs.
Pose. Yep. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. All right, guys. Guess we're not doing an EG Nu Gundam review over on GTS anymore, guys. Fuck.
Yeah, definitely do it. I mean, I like to see the Gundam itself. So
for us, man, I just don't want to. Well, yeah, I guess I can, but for me, it's important to like one of the things we're doing or that we've done in the past that people liked, and we're bringing back with these next reviews is the different points of views in the same video. As opposed like three people saying, okay, what do I think of this kit compared to what this other person thinks of this kit, instead of having just one solid point of view.
yeah,
Right, because I think that was our biggest strength in the past, whether or not our videos are super popular or not. I really enjoyed as a person myself, like for our Master Grade Extreme Unicorn, having, you know, Derek and Kevin say this is a fucking 5-star kit, and then I'm just like, this is a 4-star kit, you know, 4 out of 5 because of the price. I don't think it's warranted. They're upselling you the kits. You know, like that's the kind of stuff that we want to bring back. So it's different than every other review that we've done, that other people do.
Yeah, we need that because right now we have one reviewer that almost everyone claims that person knows everything about Gundam, and they're like, well, if he says it's a Gundarium tier, it's a goddamn Gundarium tier. Whatever the fuck it is. It's like,
it is.
No, man.
It is that.
Yeah, like it's flexible in opinions. It don't need to be the best goddamn thing.
True. I completely disagreed with that person and the fact that he said the MG Eclipse was the best Master Grade to date after the Barbatos. And I don't think the Barbatos is the best Master Grade objectively, as much as I love it. And you guys know I'm a big fan of IBO.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I meant, Krow, when you said, do you want to add more topics to this? I'm like, bro, like these are going to be enough.
Yeah, we could definitely just stick to like the two because we can go in a whole rabbit hole with just those two.
With just those two. It just opens up the avenue to more. But I don't know if you want to say more on on what we talked about ASMR Metaverse, unless you already have said it all. I don't know what, you know, if you have anything else. No.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, it's all business. No, it's nothing personal. I don't have any kind of personal vendetta against anyone that does ASMR videos. I don't even really know personally any of the people behind the camera. It's just business, man. Like as a consumer, as a person who watches these videos, I personally, it's like Martin Scorsese. Motherfucker doesn't like Marvel movies. He's like, that shit ain't cinema. He probably doesn't hate fucking Kevin Feige. He doesn't hate that motherfucker. He just probably does not enjoy that film or those films.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how I am. Like, as a person who makes YouTube videos, I just don't think that that's good quality. It's good editing, but I don't think it's good quality videos. Unless you go to Studio G, which there's a lot more in depth with the lighting, the editing, cinematography. That's a whole different beast. But the ones that just snip, montage at the end, can't get behind it.
Yeah, I can't. I can't.
Come at me.
I can't. This is my Twitter. The Krow.
Yeah, at the Krow-sama.
All right, guys. Well, I think with that said, I think we're good to go. If you guys enjoyed listening to this, let us know. We were talking about a schedule. We're hoping to bring out an episode every 2 weeks, starting off. See how this goes. Again, this is not. We don't want this to become a homework assignment. We just want it to be a hangout thing for both of us. So definitely let us know what you guys think. But other than that, man, this was Jess from GTS. I don't represent GTS though right here, but I am Jess from GTS. I hope that you guys are well, and my boy Krow.
Yep, I'll definitely appreciate the opportunity to be on here, talk about things on my mind.
You're gonna be on here every single fucking episode. You're not a guest.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks.
Once in a lifetime.
All right, guys. Well, anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Keep building, and thanks for watching or listening to the first episode of Off the Runner. Take care, guys. See ya.